Good morning. In English language, when we talk or when we write, we use words, right? Now these words, each word we use in English has a name, okay? Not we can't use any word without a name because everything in this world has a name, even the language. So when you write in English, you either write or speak, the word that you use should have a name. Okay? Now, when we say that in English we have many words to speak or to write, it means that we have kinds or names for these words. And we call this parts of speech. Parts of speech means each word you use in English language has a name and we use it in an appropriate place and we use it for a appropriate function. So we can't use, for example, the verb as a noun or the noun as a preposition. Each word has a use and we have to use the word correctly in the sentence if we speak it or if we write it. Now the parts of speech in English that we have are nouns, pronouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. For you, grade 3, as I taught you, we know what is the noun, the pronoun, the adjective, the verb, the adverb, the preposition, and the conjunction. We know all of these because we took them throughout this year, but we didn't take the interjection. So it is perfect that you know 7 parts of speech for the language that you use. Now let's start with the first part of speech, which is the noun. The noun, of course, is a name of a place or a person or an animal or anything in this world. So the noun is a name. A name of what? A person, a place, an animal, a thing, an idea, or emotions. So, Jimmy is playing. Who's this person? What is his name? Jimmy. So what is the noun in my sentence? It is Jimmy. So Jimmy is a noun. Or, our pet gives us joy. Pet is a noun. It is a name of an animal. Okay? So the noun is a name of a person, animal, place, anything in the world. The second part of speech is called the pronoun. The pronoun is a word that we use it to replace the noun. So if I don't want to use the noun, I can use a pronoun. So I don't want to say, for example, Sanad, I can say he. I don't want to say Noor, I say she. I don't want to say Raya, I say she. I don't want to say Rama and Eileen, I say they, and so on. So the pronoun is a word that we use it to replace the noun. For example, I like Mr. Brown. He is a pilot. He is a pronoun. I use that instead of saying Mr. Brown another time. So instead of saying I like Mr. Brown is a pilot, I just used a pronoun instead of saying the noun or the name 2 times. Okay? Emily is a girl. She is beautiful. Who's the girl? Emily. I can say Emily is a girl, Emily is a beautiful, but I don't have to repeat her name 2 times in the sentences. So the first time I say her name, Emily, the second time if I want to talk about her, I can use the pronoun she. Okay. Now the pronouns he, she, it, I, we, they, you, we have a lot of kinds. We have subject pronouns, object pronouns like him, her, them. We have possessive pronouns like my, mine, your, yours, her, hers, his, him, and so on. Now the adjective. The adjective is a word that describes the noun. So for example, okay, big bull. What is the noun? Bull. How did I describe the bull? It is big. So big is an adjective. Sweet mango. Mango is the noun. How did I describe the mango? It is sweet. So sweet is an adjective. Salty water. The water is the noun. How did I describe it? I said salty. So salty is an adjective. Okay. The verb. What is the verb? The verb is a word, it's an action word. If you can do it, then you do it. If you do it, it's a verb. Remember this? So, the verb is an action word. When I am doing it, I'm doing an action. Example. Emily is dancing. What is she doing? What is the action she's doing? Dancing. So dancing is a verb. Or Omar will shout. What will he do? Shout. So shouting, it is an action verb because I do an action when I shout. The dog is jumping. What is the dog doing? Jumping. So jumping is a verb. Another part of speech is called adverb. The adverb is a word that describes the verb. And most of the adverbs finish with ly. So my father drives carefully. How does my father drive? Carefully. It finishes with ly. Adverbs answer the questions how, when, and where. So my father drives carefully. Number one, it finishes with ly. Number two, it answers the question how because I asked, how does my father drive? Carefully. So the answer is the adverb, which is carefully. Or, Sia dances gracefully. How does Sia dance? Gracefully. Gracefully answered the question how, and it finishes with ly, so it is an adverb. Next, let's go to the doctor tomorrow. When shall we go to the doctor? Tomorrow. So the adverb is tomorrow. Why? Because it answers the question when. When shall we go to the doctor? Okay? Prepositions. The seventh part of a speech is called preposition. The preposition is a small word that shows the place of the thing or the time of the thing. For example, my book is on the table. On is a preposition. Or, Sam drove to the club. To is a preposition. The cat is under the table. Under is a preposition. Okay? Now the last part of speech, you don't know it, so no need to talk about it, which is interjection. I prefer that we talk about it when we just learn about the interjection. But before the interjection, I just forgot to tell you about the conjunctions. You, of course, remember the conjunctions and, but, or, so, for. So, all in all, when we read any word in English or when we write any word in English, this word could be a noun or a name. It could be a verb, action verb. It could be adjective, describes. It could be adverb, finishes with ly. It could be a conjunction, and, but, or, so, for. It could be a preposition, in, on, under, above, behind, beside, and so on. Do we know all the parts of speech or do we know every single word right now? Of course not. We are still in grade 3. We know some words and we are going to learn more words in the coming years. I just wanted to give you a brief revision for the parts of speech because I have to use them in our class, which is phonics. So, did we take the class? No. This part is only revision for the parts of speech because I want you to know when I say part of speech, what does it mean? What is the meaning of part of speech? The part of speech is the name of the word that I use it when I talk in English or when I write English. Do we know all the conjunctions? No, of course. Do we know all the nouns? No. Do we know all the verbs? No. But are we going to learn them throughout the years? Yes, of course. We learned some in grade 1, some in grade 2, some in grade 3, and when we go to grade 4 and up, we will learn a lot of other parts of speech. Okay? So the second audio is going, or the second record is going to be our real class. So be ready.